Hey guys, welcome back to my puzzle bubble. So today we are going to be taking a closer look and reviewing the Elena Essex puzzle brand, and I'm going to be giving away a brand new sealed copy of this exact puzzle to one of my subscribers. Now, I did just want to take a quick moment before we jump into this puzzle review to say a massive thank you for helping me hit 1,000 subscribers on this channel. At the start of 2025, I made a resolution to myself that I would just try making a puzzle video. I've been consuming puzzle content for years of several other creators, and I just wanted to give it a go. I filmed a video, put it out there, and it took off way more than I was ever expecting. I honestly, truly only expected maybe a handful of people to check it out. So the fact that over 1,000 of you have decided to subscribe to my puzzle channel, it still blows my mind. Just the sheer amount of love and positive comments that you guys have put on all my videos have been just so overwhelming, but in the absolute best way possible. And I just don't think I can truly express my gratitude enough, but just thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate each and every one of you. But as just a small sign of appreciation, I am going to be giving away, as I mentioned, this Elena Essex puzzle to one of my subscribers at random. All you have to do to enter this giveaway is just simply be a subscriber of my channel, obviously, drop a like and a comment on this video, and when you comment below, please use the phrase Juicy Feast, which is the name of this puzzle, and that will enter you into the draw. I am open to sending this puzzle internationally if that is the case. You do not have to be just in the UK to enter this giveaway. However, I will just like to say that the UK does have certain postal restrictions on different countries that make it more difficult and expensive to send there. But what I'll do is in the video description below, I'll put a list of some of the countries that fall into this category. So just please check that out, make sure your country is not on this list, and I can send it to you. I'll keep this giveaway open for the entire month of April so that everyone has a fair chance to view this video and enter if they wish, and I will pick the winner for the giveaway on the 1st of May. So as you can see, I do own 2 copies of this puzzle at the moment. This is the brand new sealed copy that I'll be giving away to one of you guys, and this is my own personal copy, which is very much opened. I have completed this puzzle several times already, and this is actually the exact puzzle that we're going to be reviewing today, so you guys can check it out and see if it's a puzzle that you would like to add to your collection. Now, Elena Essex is a UK-based puzzle illustrator, and she's actually a relatively new brand as she only started selling her puzzles in 2020. On her website, she mentions that she is a family-run business, and when it comes to her designs, she likes ones that are very bright, and she also likes wildlife. I'm going to pop up some pictures of some of her designs on the screen now so that you can see the general design and style that she goes for. But if I had to sum it up, it certainly would be very bright and colourful. And a lot of her puzzles do have like color specific sections, like for example this favorite things puzzle, making it a variation of a gradient puzzle to some extent, just with more going on in the design of it. Now, this Juicy Feast puzzle is 500 pieces. But from what I found when I was researching online, I think this is the only 500 piece puzzle she has, with all the rest of her designs being the standard 1,000 pieces. I do also own 2 other puzzles from the Elena Essex brand. I happen to have the Woodland Magic, a 1,000 piece puzzle, and I also own the Bird Paradise 1,000 piece circular puzzle. So I can compare the Juicy Feast one to the larger puzzles from the same brand. So starting with the box design, it's kept relatively simple, with each box just simply having the illustration on the front cover and also the small addition of a little label in one of the corners that has a bit more of the puzzle info on it. You can see that both the Juicy Feast puzzle and the Woodland Magic one, they stack perfectly on top of one another. The box size and shape are exactly the same. And also you can see that the labeling that's on the side of the boxes is also kept exactly the same on the different designs, so it can look nice and cohesive in your collection. However, you can see that the circular puzzle does come in a square box versus the rectangular shape, so it doesn't exactly fit perfectly on top, but it does still have the same font and writing style to keep with the other ones, so it does match on that. It is literally just the box shape that is slightly different. Also, each puzzle does come with a small little poster as well of the full design on it, which is very helpful because that way you can see the little section that is obstructed on the puzzle box, and the whole image is slightly enlarged than what it is on the box as well, which just makes finding the pieces a little bit easier. The puzzle pieces themselves are printed on a light grey cardboard, with the pieces from the 500 piece puzzle in particular being a little larger in size than the standard. When you compare these pieces from, say, a Ravensburger 500 piece puzzle, it's very obvious that they are bigger than usual. The 1000 pieces, on the other hand, are very much the standard size and shape that you would expect out of any 1000 piece. However, it is, again, the 500 piece puzzle that she created that has a bit more of a unique puzzle shape to the pieces. It's nothing too wacky or out there, but it does vary a little from your standard straight up and down pieces. The top of the puzzle pieces as well have a nice smooth finish. There is a little bit of shine on the top, but not as much as I've experienced with some other puzzle brands. And honestly, the pieces just feel really well made and really good quality. I would say, as a generalization, looking at the puzzles that I've completed from her brand and on her website at her designs, her puzzles are maybe slightly more on the easier side and definitely beginner friendly for sure. It's just because all her puzzles are, again, very, very bright, colorful, distinct, really clear, sharp edges on all of her puzzles, which can mean very minimal shape sorting because you don't have a lot of the same color and texture pieces, which is always the infuriating part to any difficult puzzle. I will say, however, the circular puzzle that I own from Elena Essex, the Bird Paradise one, is maybe not as beginner friendly, just simply because it has a lot of green and blue toned birds on it, and it's all on this like turquoisey background, which makes picking them out a little trickier, but still not impossible by any means. Like, I'd probably give this one a 6 out of 10 when it comes to difficulty scale. And then the Woodland Magic, I'd maybe rate it like a 4.5 out of 10, just because it is a 1000 piece puzzle after all. And then the Juicy Feast 500 puzzle, I would give like maybe a 3 out of 10. But rather than me just tell you how fun and easy this puzzle is to do, let's complete it together and you can see the results for yourselves. Okay, so now I'm going to flip over all of the pieces, obviously pulling out the edges while I do so. And when I've completed this puzzle in the past, the color that jumps out most to me is the light pink of some of the fruit and veggies in the top middle of the puzzle. So I think I'm going to start there. So I've just finished doing the initial flip and sort of the edge pieces and the light pink pieces as well. And very annoyingly, I forgot to hit start on my timer when I did so I don't have a time for this, but I did just quickly go back and check the length of the clip that I just filmed. It was around the 8-minute mark, I think. I'm gonna put the exact time here. I'll be able to figure that out when I edit that clip precisely. And I'm gonna add that time to the timer at the end so that I will get an exact true finishing time for this puzzle at the end. So I'm just gonna start working my way through this puzzle. I'm gonna start on the edges because there is a lot of bright and colorful stuff going on them. So I'm gonna start there, then on the bright pink, and then just work my way through all the different colors. And I'm also gonna remember to hit start on my timer before I do so. And there you have it, one completed Juicy Feast puzzle by Elena Essex. And the time on my timer does say 55 minutes, but obviously with the extra added 8 minutes that I didn't record on there, it's gonna be just over the hour mark. Hopefully you could see from that puzzle footage while I was putting this together that this is one of those puzzles where you're constantly on the move. I'm constantly moving from section to section and just never really getting stuck at all. Another thing I will note with the Elena Essex brand in particular, this is the brand that I've noticed that has virtually no puzzle dust. There's none on my fingers, there's absolutely no residue left on the table with this brand. The easiest parts of the puzzle for me were definitely the pinks and the purples. Of course, I think there is just a bias in my eyesight and I just naturally pick out those colors the easiest. And then I think the hardest sections were the tomatoes because they were all very similar, and also the green of the artichoke up here. Now, when it comes to pricing with Elena Essex puzzles, they are certainly not cheap, but they're also not the most expensive puzzles I've seen on the market either. So I know you can get some puzzles for as cheap as £10 depending on the brand. And then there are other brands, for example, Cloudberries, their new collection, the small batch that I reviewed last week. Those puzzles, they retail for £30 per puzzle. Now, if you look at Ravensburger, which is obviously the largest puzzle brand, their puzzle average price is around £15 per puzzle. And the Elena Essex puzzles go for about £20 each. I think that places her in the mid to higher range for the price of her puzzles. But then when you take into consideration that she's a fairly small family-run business, I don't think that's too unreasonable. I'll leave a link in the video description below if you want to check out her website, and I'll also leave a link to her Amazon storefront because when I was looking online, I found more of her puzzles were available on that site versus her own website. If you're curious about what other puzzles from the Elena Essex brand are on my personal wish list right now, they are the Spring Wheel puzzle, Seashells, and the Rainbow Kingdom puzzle. They're all such beautiful designs. If only I was made of money. What I will say about her puzzles in general is that they are very well made. They have a nice high quality smooth finish. They're in the category of those bright, colourful, sharp, clear images, which are my personal favourite to complete, which just makes them one of those really relaxed, easygoing, fun puzzle experiences. And because of all that, I will say that all of the puzzles that I own from this brand are very much redoable. I mean, the small collection that I have of the 3 puzzles, I've done all of them at least twice at this point, and I'm sure that number will grow in the future. However, the only downside to these puzzles is that they do not hold together very well at all. I definitely would not be able to do a pickup test on this one. The pieces are very, very flimsy. Even when I had just like 4 or 5 pieces connected together and tried to pick them up to move them around the puzzle, they did fall apart a little bit in my hand. And I wanted to mention that as this video is being posted, it will go live the day before the UK National Jigsaw competition. So I just wanted to give everyone watching a last minute reminder that the competition will be live streamed here on YouTube. If you wanted to check it out, there'll be lots of other UK speed puzzlers there, as well as myself. I'll be competing in the solo category, and me and my mum will also be competing in the pairs category. Also, if you are attending UK Nationals yourself and you have seen this video and you want to come up and say hi to me at the competition, please do. I would love to meet some of the 1,000 of you that have subscribed to this channel in person. It'd be really, really nice to just connect and chat with other puzzle enthusiasts. Thanks so much for checking out this video, and a massive, massive thank you again for helping me to hit the 1,000 subscriber milestone. I'm still in complete shock about that. Don't forget to enter the giveaway if you haven't already, and I will catch you in the next video. Bye guys.